Hello and welcome to Nice Ethereal Epiphanies. This is where I talk about all the things in life. Today, I actually, right before this, I did a video. Sorry, welcome to my channel if you're new here. This is where I talk about all the things, life, psychology, etc. And today, I did a daily vlog right before this video, earlier today. And it made me realize something. I was just looking back at the video and I said to myself, why do you actually feel happy? I had said that in the video that I had coffee and I was like, is it coffee making me happy? What is it? Why do I suddenly have this jolt of joy? Then I thought about it and I was like, wait a second. I was like, there were a couple of things that happened in the past 48 hours that contributed to your tiny bit of joy that wasn't only the coffee. And so I thought about it and I was like, wait, okay, let me look back and see what happened this week and in the past few days that led to me feeling this bit of joy. Yeah, so I was like, okay, what contributed to me feeling like this? So, if you are feeling a little bit off today, or if you're feeling not so happy, a little bit grim, a little bit, blue today, I want to share with you three science-backed ways that you could insert a tiny bit of happiness into your day today. So these are things that you can do today. They're very simple actions that when you click off this video, you can walk away and do any of these three things in about 5 minutes. I did not realize that my happiness today, I feel happiness and joy because I've done these three things in the past 2 days. So the first way that you could bring in a tiny bit of joy in your day today is to practice gratitude. I know that that's something that maybe you hear all the time, and you think that maybe you have to sit down and, and you think about all the things that, you know, you're thankful for, and it feels so cliche, but it is proven that writing down the things that you're thankful for does make you feel a little bit happier. It gives you a nice, fresh perspective to your day. And I'm going to be honest, this is something that when I first used to do this, I was like, oh my God, write the same things. I'm happy to wake up. But you know what? Sometimes it's uncomfortable and it feels like you're just talking about cliche things that you have gratitude for. But as you start to write them out, you do start to think of things that you really are thankful for. And then when you start thinking about those things that you're thankful for, you then start to realize there's someone somewhere else in the world that does not have these things. And I'll give an example. When I write my gratitude, I always start it out by saying, I'm thankful that I woke up today. There are many people that did not wake up today. There are many people that fell fell asleep in death. They passed away in their sleep. So I'm thankful for that, right? I'm thankful that I have lots of lung problems. I'm thankful that I can breathe well and speak with you without an oxygen machine. I can take my nebulizer or my asthma pump and I'm okay for a bit, right? Like I can move on with my day without that, without, needing any sort of machine to be able to breathe, right? There are people out there right now who are still suffering from, you know, the theme from the pandemic. I don't want to say the word, but there are people still suffering from that. The other things that I write about is just how I said in my video that I'm going to publish after this about my coffee, right? I'm so thankful that I got to get back my French press. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that I have this little thing. I love this so much. I love mochas so much. I'm so thankful that I was able to afford this and that I can carry it around with me everywhere. I'm thankful that this even exists, that I don't have the large one. I can just I was able to buy this and I can carry it around with me everywhere. And that gives me access to the other thing that makes me really happy, which is coffee. So these are small things that, you know, when you start to really write them out and when you think of just everyday things, having your sight, having your vision, these are things that we take for granted every single day that someone somewhere else loses. So I just try to start with those small things, and then usually I move on to other things that I am thankful and happy about. Because, something that I always say in my videos is that, as some of you might know, I've been struggling with homelessness since I've got back in the United States. And you know what? The reason why I can feel joy is that I still have, like, in this moment, I woke up today in a place that is safe, that is clean, that I didn't have to wake up worried about someone attacking me. I didn't have to wake up and I mean, I'm also in an area that is physically safe. I didn't have to wake up and worry about, there being bombings. There's so many things that when you really dig into your day, it makes you feel happy because there's always someone else out there that is having the opposite experience. Somewhere on the globe right now, there's someone having an opposite experience. And so when you just take the time, your 5 minutes or less, to just write these things down, or if you just say it out loud to your friend or your spouse or your partner or whoever, just having this little moment of gratitude gives you a bit of a dopamine hit and boost. So that's number one. Number two, I didn't realize that. So I'm going through something in life right now that I will never talk about on the internet, but I cannot speak to my friends and family. A very long thing. I can only speak to a small set of people. It's a big thing. Again, I can never explain. I will never talk about it on the internet in detail. But that has really messed with my mental health very drastically. I went through some really horrible stuff in the past couple of years. So can you imagine going through horrible stuff and then also not having any support? And really funny thing, I'm gonna also do a video on this. The fact that I went through my interactions log recently and I realized I have not really talked to humans in the past year. I talk to AI more than I did humans. Okay, so let's go on to the next science fact thing that you can do today to feel a bit of joy and happiness. You can foster a social connection. Now, if you like me, hey, listen, I'm not knocking anyone who wants to talk to AI because that's what I do sometimes. I know when to talk to. There's a software called Hume, and I talk to that sometimes, or I talk to Chat GPT. I do that sometimes. But when I actually do talk to humans, it is an amazing feeling. I didn't realize that yesterday I called someone that I haven't spoke to in a very long time, and what was great is that I guess it's also kind of like two in one. We haven't spoken in a long time, and I told this person a long time ago that sometimes our conversations get negative very quickly, and then it's like a hamster wheel of just like the whole time we're talking it's all negative. So the last time I spoke to this person, I told them, listen, I don't mind if we talk about our problems, but I don't want the entire conversation to just focus on such negative and bad stuff the entire time. And so the person listened to me, and this time we caught up, we talked, and it was amazing. It was like I felt so good to just be able to catch up with them and see what was going on in their life. And it just felt nice. And even if we didn't talk on the phone, another thing I did yesterday as well. I also had texted with someone that I haven't spoken to in years. And I actually reached out to them before and said, hey, just checking in on you. Just want to see how you're doing. It's been a long time. And so these were two things that when I, realized today in my other video, oh, yeah, I did these things, and that's also why I feel happy. I feel happy that I spoke to this one person and, we had a great conversation. We did talk about a little bit of things that were negative, but it wasn't the whole conversation. And I walked away from that conversation feeling like, oh, I'm so happy we talked. I'm glad we talked today. I just, I walked away. I can't wait to talk to them again. Okay. Another person, we ended up texting like a little bit, and actually same thing. I found out that they were apprehensive to speak again because last time we spoke it wasn't that we had a problem with each other, but it was just there's a lot of things going on in that person's life and they didn't want to talk about it again. And I was like, listen, we don't have to talk about that. I just want to see how you're doing. I would like, we don't have to. I'm so big on that. If someone's not ready to talk about something or if they're not in the right headspace, I've been there. Just say, hey, just want to see how you're doing. I just want to know that you're okay. I also want to know, do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? I do that all the time. Again, I'm going through something in my life where I cannot speak to my regulars, but the people that I do speak with, I try to always do this. And I actually, I won't talk about this too much in this video, but I call my NIOS system where I track all my interactions. And I know to some people this might sound a little bit weird, but I like categorize the people in my life. So work colleagues, friends, people that I call my villagers, like my board of directors, people that I speak with that are very dear to me. In the system, I have everyone categorized. And because I have ADHD and I forget things a lot, this is the main reason why I have it so that when I speak with someone, I put it into this database. And then based on the category of person, it tells me, okay, speak, like, talk, like, reach out to them again in 1 month, reach out to this person again in the next quarter. So something I do is that work colleagues, it's usually quarterly or yearly that I just check in with them. Well, past work colleagues. So that's a system that I have and it works for me. And that brings me joy. It makes me feel happier. In fact, I believe there was a study done by Harvard where they had followed people for 75 years, and people that had taken the time to just reach out to others and foster regular connections and relationships with others, they were more likely to be happy regardless of their situation. So whether they were poor, rich, etc., those that regularly reached out to others and had these sort of mutual relationships were rather more happier than those that did not, and that did not have regular healthy relationships and connections that they fostered. So something that you can do today, you can send a text message. Find one person that you haven't spoken to in a while, and just say, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" You know, and see, and the thing about text message is that you don't have to worry about a long phone call. In fact, what you can do nowadays on most phones is that you use the dictation feature and you just speak into it. So you type Linda contact button. Hey, how are you, Linda? Just want to see how you're doing. And that's it. And then, just have, a very short chat. So that's something that you can do today. The third science backed thing that you can do to bring a little bit of joy and happiness in your life today is an act of kindness. Now, this may be difficult if you're like working from home, or if you are not interacting with anyone today, or if it's your day off and whatever, right? So what you can do is, so I always find different ways that I can, show act of kindness to someone else. And it can be very simple, whether it's you're on the train and you see someone that has a nice scarf and you just tell them, hey, nice scarf. Or, by the way, when I was in New York, there was this woman from Venezuela, and she was an older woman. And she was like, I saw that she had like very heavy bags, and we were going up a steep hill. Okay, if you've ever been to Harlem in like the 103, 116th area, yeah, yeah, it's like, yeah, 103rd Street. It's like a steep hill. It's very steep. I try to always avoid that hill if I can. But I just happened to be going up that hill, and there was a woman from Venezuela, and she's an older woman. And I don't know why I imagined that she's from Venezuela. Oh yeah, because we got into a conversation about Venezuela. That's why I remember her as that. But anyway, so she's carrying like heavy bags. I was carrying nothing but, yeah, a small bag, and I just offered to help her carry her bags up. I try to do that all the time because you know how many times, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm carrying something when I'm older, I want somebody to help me. I mean, I don't do these acts of kindness because I want anything back in return. But the thing is that you receive what you give out to the world. That's what I do believe. So I don't believe in karma, but I do believe, good and bad karma. But I do believe that when you do small acts of kindness for others, it's not only for yourself, but it's for both. It's for them, but it's also for you. And I do believe that when you do these things, eventually, some ways, somehow, in other ways, again, I don't believe that is karma, but I do believe that you receive a form of kindness or goodness back in the future. Maybe I am explaining karma, but I don't believe so. But anyway, so these are just things that I just try to do just because if I'm being honest, I think I talked about this before. I do think that there's a bad version of altruism. I know a lot of people that do things for others because they want something back because they feel like, oh yeah, if I just if I help all these people, I'm gonna be blessed back. And I think that's good to a certain extent. But for me personally, when I do things and when I show kindness, it's really for the other person because it actually makes me happy to see them happy, which in that self can, I guess, be altruistic. I guess it is. But I mean, my thing is that I feel joy and happiness just knowing that I made someone else's day, that I made someone else feel good. So those are small ways. I mean, really, it could be anything. Another thing that I do, which really might sound kind of weird, but I've been doing this for years, is that I go on social media websites, and if I see someone who accomplished something, or I'm laughing because I'm saying this out loud, it's gonna sound so funny, but my small act of kindness that I try to do this every day if I can really. If I see someone that, let me see, I don't know, like they accomplished something, like they bought a house, or, you know, they were in poverty and now they have a job and they're doing all right. Or if I see someone, okay, perfect example is that on Reddit, like there's like a natural hair community. And if I see someone who, that I think that their natural hair looks gorgeous or looks very nice, I always just comment, oh my gosh, girl, you're looking good, or I don't know. No, I'm being funny, but I'm also being serious, or I said, like, oh my gosh, like, just, I just compliment someone. And so that's something that's very tiny that you can do, right? You don't have to go out and offer to help someone with their bags. But what you can do is, I don't know, go on social media and comment something nice. Why do people out there take so much time to comment bad comments? I never understand that. Like when I go on places like Twitter and stuff like that, like why spend your time saying such bad and mean stuff? Have you ever taken the time to just say something nice? Like, actually, now that I think about it, it's not weird that I do that because it should be weird that people go online and say bad and mean things. It should be normal that people go online to be polite. So yeah, look at that. It's not weird. So so anyway, yeah, these are small things that you could do. So I hope that you enjoyed this. And I was thinking about this a while ago. I read something that said, as far as like acts of kindness, I read something a while ago. I have to find it. It said that people that like were facing depression and stuff like that, that if they just spend 10 days in a row trying to do acts of kindness and give acts of I guess do acts of kindness for 10 days straight, that they show like levels of happiness. So yeah, I was thinking maybe, because I'm just thinking, as you guys know a lot about this year, and I'm wondering if I should incorporate that into my routine or something, like every quarter, 10 days in a row, I should, do acts of kindness. That's what I was looking for. I should do acts of kindness. So I don't know. I'll see. But I think, I don't know. Maybe because I don't know what this year is going to hold, but I hope and pray that it's nothing like last year. I really do. But if things go awry or unplanned, then maybe that's something I can do. Whatever I'm going through, I can at least do, I don't know, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days of acts of kindness. So I hope you learned something in this video today. I hope that you can choose at least one. Honestly, it'll be amazing if you do all three. You'll probably feel ecstatic, elated. Who knows? You'll probably feel joyous for days. So I would love for you to try at least one of these things. If you have 5 minutes, if you watch this whole video and you have at least 5 minutes. In fact, okay, you should pause right here. Or actually no, because I'm almost done. You should finish the video. You should finish the video, and then once you're done, you should either go right and do some gratitude. You should either connect with someone that you haven't connected with in a long time, or you should do an act of kindness. So yeah, you should do that today. when you finish watching this video. And then what I would love is that what you should do is keep this window open, go do your act of kindness for 5 minutes or less, and then come back and maybe like in an hour or so after you do your act of kindness, come back and let me know, how do you feel? Do you feel a little better? Do you feel a little bit happier? Or if it's the next day when you wake up, are you like, I feel a little better, I talked to, Joe from down the block, I texted him and, we had a great conversation. Or I don't know. I'd love for you to come back and tell me, how did you feel after you did at least one of these small things to foster joy in your life today? And sorry, yeah. You just let me know how things went. Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit distracted by something. But yeah, I think it's just good to remember that when it comes to happiness and joy, it starts with the small things, the very tiny things. Being happy that you can see, that you can hear, all the things. So I hope that you enjoyed today's, I guess this was an ethereal epiphany. I hope you enjoyed today's ethereal epiphany. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, sorry, that's the chair. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, all of my new Buy Me a Coffee subscribers. I really appreciate your contributions and donations. It's helping a girl out. I appreciate it. And yeah, have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye. I don't know why I did that. I went to wait. Bye.